Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, guys. Who is ready to plan next week? I've been making little tweaks here and there, and I think I may have come up with some fun things that I think we're going to have fun with. That will make it even a little more story-like, I'm hoping. You guys will have to let me know. All right, Elaine, I can't believe I finally get to be at a plan with me again, pulling up an early seat. Well, I love that. Let's see. Felicia, hello, hello. Elizabeth, good evening. Hello, hon. I love the emojis, Elaine. Lori, hello. Elaine, just have to grab my coffee. Yes. Get your planning fuel. We just did all our writing stuff. Now we're gonna do our planning stuff. I may actually keep this format for the winter months, for the cold months, for the cold season because it gives me flexibility and I'm less likely to have to cancel. I hate having to cancel on you guys, but when I'm like sick, I don't know how else to do it. Right? Sean, hello. Rita, hello, hello. How's it going, hon? So how did last week go for you guys? I know we haven't done one of these for a few weeks together. So what have you guys been managing? Have you been using the replay? Have you been going without a plan? I hope not. Tell me you have not been going out with a plan. The first week I did not have a plan. The second week I had a very loose one. And last week I kind of tried to make myself do a little bit more of one because of like, okay, this is not working. Yeah, I'm sick. I'm not getting as much done anyway, but at the same time, it was like, this is not good. I'm missing things. I don't want to be missing things. Lori, I do like this format. It works so much better for me. I love hearing that. And yeah, I'm liking this. I find the other one is it's a bit early for some of the people who want to attend because of the time zone. It's just a simple matter of time zone, and it's just harder, right? Let's see. Crystal, hello, hello. Elizabeth, yeah, I feel I didn't enjoy having to take medical leave. I had 7 weeks of medical leave, and then last week I went back to work. Yay! And of course, that did not last long. Rita, I didn't even get to plan officially this past week, but just normal stuff. Yeah. I was kind of like, I was trying to stay afloat for the first bit there, and I determined that that did not work, and that's why we have a plan with me session because that's what I used to do, and it doesn't work. But you need energy for these things, right? Uh, let's see, Elizabeth, I can hear the sick in your voice, but yeah, it is trying. It is desperately, it needs to go away and it needs to leave me alone because there's things I need to do and I'm not okay with this. Elizabeth, I went to work with a sinus infection. Echinacea, extra rest. Trying to think what else you can use to, probiotics, maybe. I think you and I both need to get on the probiotics and just really build our systems up. Okay, guys, let's dive in and get into our planning. I've got last week's plan up, so I actually took it out of my, have I shown this one to you guys? This pretty Erin Condren. I love this thing. I know it's the classic one, but she's so pretty. So, I pulled her out so the pages are just flat on my desk. Now, no having to deal with rings. I'm not in the mood today. Lori, I find I was putting too much in my plan to get it all done and became overwhelmed and anxious. Yes, and it's so easy to do because there's so much we want to do. So we're going to use a little different perspective here tonight. We're going to try to look at this as if we're planning a heist. So a little bit of fun for fiction for anyone who writes fiction. And even if you don't, you can imagine. And what we're doing is we're stealing back our time for what matters to us. Life is really good about taking our time from us and using it for things that, yeah, sometimes they're important, but do they need to be done in this moment? Not necessarily, right? So we're going to learn to basically steal back our own time. We're going to go into that vault of the number of hours in the day that should be ours. And we're going to go and we're going to turn that lock and we're going to open that vault and we're going to take it back. It's ours, right? Let's see. Stephanie, hello, hello. Elizabeth, the woman at Urgent Curiosity, said other people have come in with the same symptoms as me. So what I have has been going around. Yeah, exactly. And there's plenty of things going around right now that are like, we don't need that, right? Speaking of things stealing our time. Okay, guys, let's plan the right way. First off, the why. Why we plan. For direction, focus, balance, to reduce stress, and to measure progress. So we're going to look at it like a heist film. We need a plan. We can't just go into the bank of time and just steal it. We need to figure out how we're going to make that work so that we don't get caught, right? First off, stage 1, scenes, strategies, a section where there is action, a beginning, middle, and end, and moves the story forward. That is the most important thing we want to do this week, is move our own story forward. These are the things that matter to us. These are the things that we want to get done. And life is going to keep getting in the way. So this is where we're going to create some strategies. We're going to define what we want to do so that when we get our free moments, when we get our time back, when we sit down to do with time to do stuff, that we know what we need to do. And we're not floundering trying to figure out, where the map is for the bank, right? Where the blueprints are. We don't need, we will already have our blueprint, right? All right, guys, clarity. What do you want to achieve? Why do you want to achieve it? And how are you going to achieve it? We're basically entering our trials, our try-fails. Not everything we do is going to work for us, but we're going to analyze it next week and see what worked and what didn't and how we're going to tweak that, right? Hey, Candace, welcome. We're going to use SMART goals. They're going to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and timely. We're going to be intentional with our time. We're going to be honest about what we can achieve. And if we really need or want to be doing something in that moment, because sometimes we say that we need to do it now, but do we? Does that laundry really need to be done this moment? Maybe it can be done later, while you're eating dinner, right? Put it on, go set the table, and place the dinner out. Bing says you're done dinner. There you go. You didn't have to do it during your actual writing time, right? Let's see. Action. We want to figure out what our next task steps are. We want to use measured increments. That way we have well-defined goals, either time or not in some way number-based. That way we know what we're working toward. We want to use good, better, best goals because sometimes life does get in the way. So we give ourselves a minimum. It's kind of a so-so and a kind of over a dream goal, basically. So that way we know, we are still checking in. Even if we get that good goal, that's good. If we can get that better goal, awesome. If we can get the one beyond, that's amazing. But you know what? Life doesn't always let us do that. But we tend to plan that way. And then we feel like we failed. We don't want to fail. So use your good, better, best goals. Micro steps, breaking things down into smaller and smaller pieces. That way, when we have 5 or 10 minutes, we can nibble on something and make progress on it, right? Delegate. There are other people in your life. Maybe they can go do something instead of you doing it, right? And delete. Sometimes the things that we think we have to do, we don't. Or there's a simpler way of doing it. Do we have to really go to the grocery store and spend 2 hours walking around doing grocery shopping? Not really. In this day and age, you can do, you can order your groceries online and go and pick them up. It probably would take you less time because you're less distracted by all the goodies on the shelf and all the sales you weren't planning on. And you'll just, maybe it'll take you only a quarter of the time. You go over, you pick up the groceries, take them home, put them away, you're done. So let's think in terms of either deletes or tweaks that we can do, systems that we can borrow from that'll make life easier and better. All right, Mary, I'm here, but I may have to mute you guys if I get a student. That's okay. That's perfectly fine. We're happy to have you, Mary. Let's see, Elizabeth, I want to do some brainstorming, plotting, line editing this week. Nice. My gold star moment for last week was going back to work after 7 weeks of medical leave. I prefer to buy groceries in person. I am leaning more and more toward not, because I find that it sucks a lot of time. I have a grocery store very close to me. I run into the habit of doing the unplanned errands and just popping over to get a few things. The only time I feel okay with it is if we're out walking the puppers and it's his walking time anyway, then I'm okay with popping in. But when I'm hopping in because, oh, we need this, it's like, why can't I just plan for that better? Right? All right. And finally, target dates. You know, guys, I hate the word deadlines. So I use target dates now, and I feel a lot better about it. So when we're looking at creating a target date for something, we need to be realistic about how much time is required to do something. We can say we're going to write a novel in a week, and maybe you can. Can you sustain that? No. So let's be realistic and say, okay, yeah, Nano is a bit of a stretch, but you can do that 30 days. It's doable. It's a fun challenge, and it's certainly not for everyone. But yeah, you kind of have to decide what kind of works for you, and this is where our try-fails come in again. A target date is just to give you an anchor and a place to work toward, right? So you need your completion date on a calendar. You need to schedule it in. You need your daily and weekly goals. You probably should do a weekly check-in just to see how you're doing for progress. And also it makes you more accountable. So you're checking in and seeing if you're actually getting things done. Because it's nice that you said this week you're going to write 10,000 words, but if you literally never showed up for your writing and you wrote 0 words, maybe some changes need to be made. Some strategies have to be brought in, right? Or tweaked. Any adjustments you want to make, and anywhere you want to kind of refocus, because sometimes we decide on something and it's not quite right for the time. So we refocus and tweak. Lori, I'm not one to order my groceries. I have found they screw up my order when I did it in the past. That is the only thing I am nervous about. As a celiac, I require a lot of gluten-free type products. And I'm afraid they're going to turn around and say, oh, we don't have that, and give me the regular. I can't eat that. So it's the only thing. That is the only thing that has held me back. But I'm pretty sure the grocery store chain that is close to us here, their staff is pretty good about that. They actually have an amazing gluten-free aisle. So vegan, gluten-free, etc. And they're really, really good about bringing in those products. So I'm going to give it a go. Let's see. Elizabeth, one can't write 10,000 words a day every day either. No, 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 no. You'd run out of story and you'd burn yourself out so bad. Rita, this week is family time since my dad arrived Friday evening for a visit. He'll be leaving to visit my sister next Sunday or Monday, so very little writing time for me. But hey, your dad's there, so enjoy that. All this grocery talk, Dad and I went yesterday, and lunch. Nice. I like the lunch bit. Groceries not so much. All right, guys, we're gonna head into backstory, a set of events that have occurred before the main story. So if this is a heist movie and you are looking at getting into that vault, we kind of have to look at where we're starting from, and we want to see what it is that we've done, what strategies worked for us, so that we can get into that vault easily and get our time back, right? We want to see what worked and what didn't work for us, right? So we're going to be looking for our gold star moments. We're going to be looking for our best fixes, the challenges that we had to face, and see where we can make changes, right? Let's see, Laura, you are so right. Elizabeth, only twice have I gone way over my daily goal. I wrote a bit over 10K back in December last year, and I had a 6K day in May. Those are beautiful days. But yeah, you can't, the sustaining of that is very difficult. Now, if you're on a tight deadline, that can be done, but you need rest afterwards. All right, guys. So first panel, reflection. We're going to celebrate our successes and our gold star moments. We're going to analyze our challenges, our biggest distractions, and our best fixes. And we're going to figure out what needs to be continued. Inside that vault, there's only so much time that we're going to be able to take. So we have to know if there's something from last week that is going to have to go into that time bank, right? What needs to be continued or carried forward? How much did you accomplish? Please give yourself credit for what you did too. What else needs to be done? That way you can actually break it down and get those little small micro steps, because you can see that you did A, B, and C, but you know have D, E, and F to do. But that's good because that is knowledge that can make it easier for you to plan, right? And is this project bigger or more complex than you thought? We often put down a huge project instead of the steps. And then we wonder why we feel like we are defeated, because we actually put way more on than we could possibly do. Let's see, Stephanie. I'm so excited for Nano. I will get the second book out, but it's totally timed for me to get it to betas. And then my editors for line edits. Nice. Elizabeth, the most I've written in one day is 15K words. I wrote 0 words the day after that. Oh yeah, the brain would be like empty. You would have run out of story probably too, right? Okay, guys, let's get our timer up and figure out our gold star moments and our best fixes and what we need to continue into the next week, and go. That's what's happening. Okay, so how did you guys do? I actually got my mini little writer's retreat this week, which was nice. I did not get my cafe over where I decided instead, because the time-wise it wouldn't have worked to quite do the cafe thing and then still go meet up with my daughter. So I just used the university and found a nice place to sit down and write, and that actually worked quite nicely and it felt good. So I actually got my mini little retreat. I did not get nearly as many words as I had planned, but I definitely got more than I would have. So I'm calling it a win. Share, I had a successful no spend week last week. Also successfully did AM routine every day. Nice, I like that. Lori, I couldn't write for a week after I wrote 10K a day. Burnout, yep. Elizabeth, I need to stop getting hung up on how much time I don't have now that I'm back to working full time. I can do 1 to 2 hours a weekday of writing work and 2 to 4 hours writing work on Saturdays. That sounds beautiful. I may cancel YouTube Premium since YouTube is a big distraction for me. Yeah, that I kind of get bugged that I like deal with the ads and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, but the ads are what keep me using it for a teeny tiny amount of time because they're annoying. Let's see, Mary, Gold Star moment. I passed the most recent apartment inspection. Nice. And have still been keeping up with the dishes better. Nice. I love that. Elizabeth, I can do meal planning on Fridays and Saturdays. Nice. Elaine, Gold Star moments, going hard on edits, and I hit my better level quarterly goal for my newsletter subs. Well, congrats, hon. That's awesome. Crystal, each day I planned out by the hour. We have multiple schedules, and today I broke these into 4 time blocks for the entire day and has really helped take these micro tasks and organize them into batches of their own accord. Oh, that is sweet. Very nicely done. Then I can cook on Sundays. I like that plan, Elizabeth. Lori, my gold star moment was attending a book signing event last weekend and selling some books and some bookworm gnomes. Oh, that sounds adorable. I also increased my newsletter subs by 30. Oh, that's awesome too. I want to see the gnomes. Rita, I managed revisions and rewrites of an original chapter of 5,545 words and split it into 3 chapters, also adding about 1,000 words over those 3 chapters. Nice. And I vacuumed the upstairs and the staircase. All were a hot mess. Beautiful though, you got it done. Crystal, Gold Star, made a major life decision, started working on my author platform, and did family activities. Lovely. Rita, Gold Star was I read a report back from a beta reader for the first 4 chapters and I didn't cry. Oh, I love that. Crystal's Rita, way to go. Definitely. Rita, that would definitely be a Gold Star moment for me too. I love that. Lori, what should I carry forward? My Canva board. I need to continue with mailing out charms for the event last week to readers, contact an author friend regarding next month's conference, and I must finish my edits on current work in progress for publication in October. You've got this. You've got this. When in October? And work back from that. How many weeks do you have? Be honest with yourself and try to give yourself at least a half-week buffer if you can, okay? Sean, Gold Star moments. I've been regularly exercising. Nice. Elaine, carrying forward basically everything until this book goes to the editor tonight. Hey, that's okay. And that's an okay strategy. There's nothing wrong with that. It sucks sometimes, but the reality is there's a deadline on that book. The other things can wait for the moment. They really can. Rita, thanks so much. Hubby says my dad should visit more often. I hate vacuuming with the shop vac. Nice. Yeah, I hear you on that. The shop vac is great in the shop. Vacuuming carpets, it was not designed for that in any way, shape, or form. Tell the hubby you need a proper house vacuum because carpets are carpets and they need a specific tool for that. If you can get one that's adjustable so you can do it for your hardwood floors too, or whatever your hard surface is, perfect. Sean also sent book off to editor. Nice, I love it. Elizabeth, I also want to replace YouTube scrolling, watching with reading time. Love that strategy. Okay, guys, we're going to dive on into our next section. Plotting. We are going to figure out how we're going to make this heist work, where we're going to get this, how we're going to unlock that vault and get this time that we need for what matters to us. So we have a setting to deal with, maybe more than one. We have characters in our lives that we have to deal with, that are going to get in the way of this. They're going to be the ones who create the conflict. Guaranteed. We're going to figure out the plot, which is kind of the easy part. That's our what. That's our desire. That's what we want to do, right? And then the resolution is where we want to end up by the end of the week, right? Read it. Yep. Even better. He should tear out the 70s carpets and different flooring. Oh, hun. I remember 70s carpet. Oh, very much encourage that. Oh, hun. I hear you. I hear you. Okay, guys. Quarterly focus. Now, we have 1 week left of Q3. So, one of the main things we're probably going to be doing, most of us, is finishing off, or even sometime, possibly starting your Q4 planning. But we're going to be taking a look at there's probably very, very unlikely anything that is new for Q3, but there could be something small that you had planned, maybe a book you want to read, a craft book or something that could still be in there. So pluck that baby out, put it in your plan, right? There's still a week to use that, right? To get that done. And then we're kind of looking forward to Q4 after that. Any new opportunities that have come along that are kind of mucking up your plans? I've read a few posts recently of things coming along and the desire to change plans to make things fit. And it's a great time to do it because, face it, the quarter hasn't started yet. Any prep or research, anything that you want to reduce, remove, or delay. So we're going to do a quick 2-minute on that one and figure out if there's anything that we need to pull in. I'm just going to put a nice little side note of something I want to add into Q4. Thanks to Melissa. And let's proceed. Okay, so would you guys come up with? Elizabeth, I want to continue working on this rewrite in Q4. If I can finish it in Q4, then that's great. But if not, then I plan to get it done by the end of January. I like that. A little bit of flexibility to it. Yeah, I still want to take my developmental editing class, which I have not paid for because, well, I lost September. Let's call it what it is. So that is definitely on. I sort of plan to do the course partly into Q4 anyway, but it seems like I'm going to be doing more of it in Q4 than I had originally planned. So that's okay. I'm going to make that happen. So today I'm going to go pay for my course. And that way I can include it into next week's the end of Q3 and have a little taste of it as I move into Q4. Let's see, Rita, Q3, print chapters for witches, switch edits for Nexus, chapter bullets for witches, Q4, formatting for ebook and paperback, besides Nano, back to writing, hopefully finish first draft of that one. Yes, and we have Nano is coming. Preptober, guys, Preptober. We're going to start Preptober in a week, if you haven't already. I've got ideas bouncing around already for sure. Let's see. Elaine, Q4 is going to be more about promo and marketing and launching books after having written and edited most of the year so far. It's time to turn my attention to other parts of my business. I like that. That's excellent because they're different, very different mindsets. So if you can batch the writing and then get to the business side of it, sweet. Good strategy. Crystal, I'm carrying forward my original Kanban goals tasks. I'm adding more tasks to my author platform, and I'm eliminating the little sugar I had added into to pumpkin spice everything. Yeah, I overindulged you a little bit. I will still allow myself the pumpkin cream cold brew though. That is my my vice for the beginning of fall. I love that baby. And I know it goes away really, really fast. So I'm going to have that at least a few more times before the season is up. Lori, Q4 is going to be so busy for me. I need to finish writing and publishing my Christmas novella for November. Yikes. You've got this on. Deep breath. Need to publish my work in progress in October. New Opry is attending the Fall in Love conference. Nice in New England on October 20th, 21st. I'll jump into your suitcase on it. It's good. Get in touch with author friend regarding 2 panels and a craft class at the conference. Order swag. To finish up Q3, I need to complete edits and rewrites. You've got this, on. You've got this. And hubby needs to know that you are on a tight deadline and that he needs to give you the space to do that. Rita, and want to be ready to launch my YouTube channel officially end of October. Yes, guys, make sure that you're communicating with those in your family because they often don't understand, I think, what we are trying to do. They don't understand that this is a business and that it's something that we need the time to focus on. And I mean focused time. The interruptions are not great. When you are interrupted, we have, of course, systems in place. So we are hopefully limiting how much those interruptions affect us. But the truth is they still affect us. So we are trying to ensure that we can minimize those interruptions, right? Let's see. And Rita, and want to be ready to launch my YouTube channel officially end of October. Ooh, sweet. I'm excited for that. Mary, Q3, revamp my planning system. Q4, utilize screen time for limiting my YouTube time. Reduce what I carry to work every day down to a single notebook and pen that I will sync to my planners at home. Oh, I love that. That is smart. Good for the back, good for the shoulders. Okay, guys, I'm going to actually add that as well because that's something I need to finish out this week, even if I just do it lightly. Lori, Rita, looking forward to seeing your YouTube channel. Tracy, yes, my husband really doesn't understand how much time it takes to write, edit, rewrite, publish a book. Yeah, they don't know, they don't understand what is involved, and you kind of. I don't know how to quite educate them on it, but maybe have a conversation of general breakdown of exactly what time goes into it because they need to have an understanding, right? But that's good communication, right? Always, always. Communication never hurts. Communication is great, but I think adding a sign on a closed door is a great physical barrier and a reminder as well in case you forget. Yes, and that is true. I love Jess's techniques with her family and giving that half-hour notification, basically saying, if you need something from me now, what do you need? I can help you now, but in a half hour, I'm busy. I love that strategy. I think that's such beautiful communication between her and her family. Sweet. Okay, guys, let's go into our next panel. This is usually our easier one. we know what we want to do. Projects, active, on hold, and new. And we're going to define the what, the why, and the how. So that way it's easier for us to sit down and know exactly what we want to do. Phyllis, health wellness for Q4, planning for wellness and vacation days, COVID booster, flu shot, dental doctor's routine visits. Perfect. Love that. Lori, great idea, Crystal. Definitely. Okay, guys, let's dive in. Our 2-minute timer here, and we're going to populate our plan with our projects. Now, in this one, you can take your first, if nothing comes to mind as to how you want to break it down, this could just be your first, this could just be your laundry list of the projects you want to work on this week. And then we can keep breaking it down and working on it. If it comes to you, the steps you want to do, then definitely get that down there. The more information you can give yourself, the better. Crystal, Lori, we're in this together. Yes, definitely. I love that, Crystal. Okay, guys, let's do this 2 minutes and let's figure out what projects we want to work on this week. And go. Pardon me. So what did you guys come up with? Elizabeth, Crystal, we're all in this together. Once we know that we are, we're all stars, and we see that. Oh, so true. Oh, love that. I figured out, I kind of just gave myself a very, at least for the writing, a very quick sub list of the problems that they are currently encountering. The two that I already knew about, which are going to kind of hopefully explode on the page. And this new one, which I'm not entirely sure what to do with this character, but she belongs there. She's dynamite, and I'm not entirely sure what she's going to do to mess things up. But she's certainly in the process of messing things up. Then I added my HB90Q4. I may just do a light touch and see. I'm going to be very kind to myself this quarter, knowing that I always overplan for Q4, not thinking about how all the cold season is going to hit me. So I'm going to try to kind of maybe do a half of what I normally would put down. That way I'm more likely to achieve what I need to do. I'm going to get my course paid for today, and that way I can start with week 1 for next week. I'm very excited. I want to do this one for yours, guys. And then I've got a few continuations. I want to keep doing my 10K plus. I got to get my lives figured out. I think I may possibly Use the same format next weekend for our times. Because as I already said, I don't know if I said it in this one. I said it in the Write With Me or the with our writing sprints. Hubby has COVID. So, I don't know how I'm going to feel next weekend. Hopefully, I've already had it and it doesn't bother me at all. But I'm gonna do I'm gonna do the same schedule, I think, from this weekend, next weekend, and that way it gives me definitely that more space to move things around. And hopefully I won't have to cancel. Please, I don't want to cancel. I've had enough of that over the last few weeks. Let's see. Let's see what else you guys came up with. Phyllis, to Mary, great goals for Q3, Q4. I like the reducing what you carry. I do too. It's upstairs. I would show it to you. I just picked up a small messenger bag. So when I go out, I can hopefully take my main story notebook for the moment, my writer's notebook, and at the very least, I'm hoping to take my iPad mini and then also my new, we're going to call it commonplace book because I don't know what else to call this thing right now. But that way I can have basic kind of small little set of things with me that'll allow me to just write if I get a free moment as we're doing other errands and stuff, and any downtime I can just kind of pull them up. So kind of smallish, it's only about, it's a little bit bigger than an A5 notebook. So, but it's like deep. It's got about 3 inches, so I can carry a little bit of extra if I need to, if it's a longer day or something. So I'm looking forward to that. Keeping in mind, trying to not torture this too much. Let's see, Mary, thanks for this. Shenanigans, hello, just brainstorming what I want to do with the rest of my year goals. Nice. Elizabeth, my focus for Q4 is my driving practice, so I get my driver's license. I have another road test on October 14th. I don't want to fail another road test. I need to practice parallel parking. You've got this, son. You've got this. Be brave, be strong. Use the knowledge that you have to empower you, okay? Phyllis updated all of my project Kanban boards, probably going to put getting a professional certification on hold for Q4, maybe move to Q1 2024. Beautiful. I like that. This is deja vu. I remember saying the same thing last year. It's hard though, because that's one of those bigger things that you probably are going to take a good chunk of time, and you are probably not in control of the deadline on that one, are you? So I can see how it could keep getting moved. But try to actually right now, if you have a place for your future planning, write it in there, in your Q1 for 2024. And that way it is down, it has a place. If you can get the dates for it, if you were to do it, when it would basically start and end, if that's possible information you can get, that would even make it more powerful for you. Elaine Projects, getting this book sent off to the editor today. Then in Q4, I have another book to edit, and I want to work on a content calendar and a marketing strategy release plan for 2024. Nice. Love that. Beautifully broken down. Elizabeth, I also want to have another focus for this rewrite of this novel. Q4 is going to be so busy. Yes. And then all the holiday stuff. Like, guys, try to get those down somewhere already, because they're going to muck with your plans, right? Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas, they all take more time than we ever give them credit for. Right? So get them down, get your dates down, so you are prepared and ready for them, right? Let's see. And if you have kids, or if you have little ones in your life in any way, even if it as a grandparent or an auntie, that any performances or anything they're going to want you to go to, if you can try to get a loose date on that as well, that way you can start adding that in your plan too, and kind of looking forward at what's coming at you, because this is really a busy season that's coming. Sorry, boys wants to leave, and it's not going to, because it's going to let us do our plan with me. Crystal Elizabeth, beautiful, definitely. Lori, this week I need to focus big time. Work on edits, rewrites, because why? Everything needs to be ready in 2 weeks. Oh, how by focusing on this one project and let my family know that this is important. I need to say no, perhaps stay up later or get up earlier to write and give myself a well-deserved reward for completing my goal. Oh, I love that, Lori. Yes. Do you have anything in mind? Let's see. Stephanie moved my book publishing from January to April, going to get betas recruited and get the rewrites done faster next time. I hope. Laugh aloud. And it's a learning curve, right? You now know it takes a little bit more time, but maybe there's strategies you can implement to make it go faster. Beta projects, edits, print beta chapters out. Nice. Stephanie, my brother just told me he's coming over to stay with mom for the day on Tuesday. I get a day off. Oh, I love that. That is a wonderful, wonderful, it's very serendipitous. I love that it worked out that way. Crystal, I'm adding an arc that's coming out March of 2024. More author tasks. I have a deadline of novel tasks to reach by October 11th. That is pushing it at the moment. Okay. But you've got this on. Mary, projects. I'm limiting my YouTube time as a project that ties in with my writing project, which is just getting back into the habit of writing as often as possible. Love that. Lori, I'm putting my Kanban board on hold for a week or two. I know what tasks I need to complete for Q4, but I don't feel the need to stress over creating the Kanban board right now. Exactly. If you have it written down and you haven't done your stickies, that is perfectly fine. The sticky notes are definitely secondary. Phyllis, that is a good plan to have a placeholder for carrying over items to Q1. Thank you. You are so welcome. Elizabeth, then there's NaNoWriMo. Yes, she's coming. She's coming. I know what I want to be working on. I don't know if I'll be ready yet, but I know what I want to be working on. Book 2 is singing to me. All these ideas are already dancing around. Elaine, I'm planning to take most of December off. Oof, I love that idea. Could I? Probably not. Half of it? Half of it, maybe? Maybe. Okay, guys, let's do our next panel. And this is the kind of the easy one. Important dates for the next 2 weeks, because we always want to know what's coming at us. So events, birthdays, appointments, commitments, any workshops or classes. Note travel time, action steps, prep, confirmation if needed. Just about everything needs confirmation these days, guys. And paperwork. If somebody gives you paperwork, don't stuff it in a corner and forget about it, because that's not going to help you. And generally speaking, you might end up going back to your next appointment or meeting and not be prepared, and we don't want that at all. Okay, guys, I'm going to go with Google, and it's starting for the busy season. My oldest has her Special Olympics stuff kicking in, so my schedule is about to get scary, but she's kind of busy. I end up with like the hurry up and get her there and then wait. So I'm trying to figure out some things that I could do while we're waiting. Okay, guys, let's do this. 2 minutes. Let's bring up your Google Calendar or your physical calendar, whichever one you prefer. And let's get all those dates noted out for the next 2 weeks so we don't make any mistakes and we don't miss anything that's important. And go. So 3rd. And then we have the 4th. Okay, this is the 5th and the 6th. And then 7th, 8th. That's a double down day. Okay, so we have, I was mumbling to myself, wasn't I? Sorry guys. I'm going to add one more in there, even though it goes a pinch into the next weekend. We have Canadian Thanksgiving, October 9th. So I probably should know about that. And that probably means my day lightens up because I've got 2 other things on that day that probably will not actually happen. So since I have a lot of rinse and repeat, I just basically wrote it down in a box and I put down the first side of the dates for the first week. And then I basically put their corresponding dates for the second week on the right-hand side. And then anything that was different after that sort of underneath. So that way I'm trying to not have to rewrite everything multiple times. The life of a mom. Let's see. Elizabeth to Elaine. I like that. I might plan to have a lighter December. I like that too. Yes. Elaine to Elizabeth. I'm tired of December being my most stressful month. Yes. We have, what do we have? We have Thanksgiving, Halloween, NaNoWriMo, Christmas. In there we have my hubby's birthday. We have my birthday. What else do we have? The latter Q4 is always a little insane. All the activities come back for the fall winter Special Olympics programs. Now the youngest is in university. I don't want, part of me wants to plan it, the other part of me wants to run and curl up under that blankie. Let's see. Elaine, meeting my dad for a strategy chat later this week. Need to get my ARC list organized, and my partner has some medical appointments coming up in October. That is a very, very busy time, but it looks very structured. That's good. Elizabeth, I am going to be having a fun time at a potluck at someone's house from church on Saturday evening, which will be fun. Ooh, I like that. Phyllis to Elaine, I think that idea of meeting with your partner for a strategic chat. Yes, yes. Elizabeth, I think I'm going to cook stuffed mushrooms for the potluck. Yum, yum. You can send a sample this way. I wouldn't mind. Lori, my car is going into the auto shop, body shop tomorrow. I'm getting a rental for the week. I like that. That's a nice strategy. Rita, busy week ahead, but also with library program and dentist. Next weekend is unsure, but extended family time and prepare for the library board meeting for October 3rd. Beautiful. And of course, Thanksgiving too. Yes. Lori, Q4 is always so busy for me. It's crazy. Yes. Candace, Thanksgiving will come and go while I'm relaxing on the beach in Puerto Vallarta at an all-inclusive resort. Now that does sound lovely. All right, guys. Now we get into the nitty-gritty of our plan. All those supporting tasks. This one is kind of a bit more of a laundry list, but it's an important laundry list. We're not going to ignore it. This is all our supporting tasks, our chores, our errands. If you guys are doing errands, try to start at your furthest spot out and work your way back. That way you're not doing the back and forth and wasting all the gas and wasting all your time. Try not to have those unplanned errands popping up. They are a huge time waster and they take away from you being able to use your time well. We try not to do those. Meal planning, exercise plan, admin tasks, business planning, banking, bill due dates, insurance, planning, daily, weekly, and any live sprints that you want to attend. Get the schedule down. I know the schedule has been bumpy of late. hopefully things will start to settle down as we get closer to October and Preptober, right? Batch related tasks together to make them a little easier to handle and also to make them easier to check off in their little boxes. Elizabeth, I am going to do some laundry after this planning session. Sweet. Okay, guys, let's get our 2-minute timer up and let's make our little laundry list of all the little things that keep us happy, healthy, fed, and housed. And go. Okay, I think that looks good. I'll have to add my on here lives to attend. I have not felt up to that, and I missed you guys, so I definitely want to get back to that. So what did you guys come up with for your laundry list of all the little nitty gritty? I am looking at this and trying to figure out what days, just glancing at it. Most of the Special Olympics stuffs are in the evening, so I should be able to harness my days. At least I think Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Tuesday and Thursday, I'm going to try to make those the sort of errands days because I'm going to be out anyway and just keep that simple. That I'm not trying to get stuff done in the house. It's not possible. It's not going to work. And just structure them that way. Let's see. Elaine, I have to catch up on laundry, but not until tomorrow. Nope, you ignore it until then. And I have to do my taxes, but I'll probably leave that until October. How long will it take you? And could you have someone else do it, or is that something you got to personally do yourself? Is there any way you can delegate that? Rita, all the normal stuff for me, I actually have been using a proper planner, so it's been different. I'm also tracking time I spend on my phone, screen time, Kobo reading, planning games, Instagram, etc. So if I am playing with a prototype of a planner that I want to release eventually. I don't know how long this will take me. I've never done this before. That works with our writing systems. So I'm toying with some layouts and ideas so that I can really maximize the efficiency of the system, as well as look for any spots that could use improvement, and definitely how much, and maybe even asking the hubby if I can maybe get a slightly longer timer from him, because I feel like 2 minutes is a little shy for some of the stuff that we plan. So I'm thinking I would love like maybe a 3 or a 4 minute. I think 5 would be too long. I don't think we need that much time, but I want to maybe tweak it with something a little bit longer and things like that. So it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. It would probably be something you can download and print out and put into either a disc bound or an A5 binder, is where I'm thinking. I don't think it'll be a physical book. Maybe some point, but I know that would take, that's a whole that's a whole other thing. But eventually that'd be kind of cool. Although if it's a printable, you can take it to like a place like Staples and they can make it into a coil notebook. That's something I should think about, see if I could do. I don't know what parameters I would have to have for that, but I will definitely keep that in mind. Let's see. Sherry, I have the usual meal planning and prepping, budgeting, bill paying, sprints, Bible studies, visiting dad, and chores. Love that. Mary, bills due, rent, HP Instant Ink, Amazon Prime, and we may pick up a couple of subscriptions such as a Hulu or Netflix if we have enough left over. Chores, DLT, dishes, laundry, and trash. I love that. Admin, email. Elaine, oh, I have someone else do it, but I have to get my papers, expenses together because I once again did not record stuff as I went. Try to find yourself a better system. Maybe have your logbooks in the same place where you put your receipts, maybe when you come home, and that way they're all in the same little bin, and that way you simply pull it out, write out just those ones, and that way it's also visual as well. So if you see that there's getting to be a more than half a dozen, then it says go and do this and get it out of the way, right? And try to put in your weekly plan too, that it doesn't get too far ahead of you, right? Shenanigans, my day job is giving me more hours for Q4, so for the next 3 months I have to adjust my schedule, which means writing sprints will be affected. Oh, but more money for Christmas and the holidays. So that's okay too. Rita, that would be so cool, Tracy. Yes. I'll see what I can do. Like I said, this is all very new. Mary, thank you. Elaine, that sounds so organized and manageable, Tracy. And yet, I know, right? Do what works for you. And again, it's a try-fail thing. It might not work. It might become a bin for everything or something, right? So kind of think about what would work for you. Right? Crystal, my planner is jacked. It is filled to the max off of that. I can't look at it too closely or it'll make me dizzy. Oh no. You need to do some editing, a little deleting. Be kind to yourself, hon. Okay, guys, we're going to move into our next section. This one is an important one. The protagonist. You. You're the person who drives the action. Nothing can happen without you. You are in the driver's seat. You are planning this heist. You are the one that's going to break into that vault. You may do it alone. You may do it with others. But one way or the other, we're going to find a way to get you that time and take it out of that vault and make it yours again. Right? Lori, chores, the usual, laundry, dishes, vacuuming, dusting, etc. I usually do a little bit each day. Errands, grocery shopping next Saturday, banking on Friday, pharmacy and post office on Tuesday. I like how that's broken down. Nice. Guys, so first off, new skills, which is my personal favorite. And why this? Why now? Do you have to apply for it or purchase something? Is it a new book that you want to read, craft book? Is it a course you want to take? Do you actually have to apply for the course? What do you need to do? Make sure you know what's coming at you so you know how much time it's going to take you, right? If it's a simple Amazon book purchase, that's going to take you probably less than 5 minutes. If you have to actually apply for the course and submit a writing sample or something like that, Obviously, that's going to take more time, right? And then once you have that, you need to look at your reading study time, what that looks like, when it's going to happen, how you're going to do it, where you're going to do it, and then your practice time, taking those new skills in and actually using them. Very, very important step. And then finally, evaluation. How are you going to mark and evaluate how you are doing? How are you going to grade yourself, right? This is, I think, is important because then it's a good check-in, and we know if what we're doing is actually helping us, is giving us skills that we actually either need for something else, to build another subset of skills to a bigger place that we want to end up, or if we want to, or if maybe it's just something we want and something we desire. It's for joy, and it's simply for joy, right? Okay, guys, let's do our 2-minute timer and figure out what our new skills are, what we're bringing in, and what that's going to look like, because this is something new we're going to be adding in. And also I should add a little, or if we're continuing, what piece do you maybe need to look at? Are you putting in your reading and study time? Are you actually practicing? And how is the evaluation process going in? Are any one of those being missed? Okay, guys, and go. Okay, let's see. I've done, the only thing I've done for this new course is I did read the information that was provided, of basically, there is a live Q&A once a week. So I wrote that down. I put a question mark next to it because I'm not exactly sure where it is yet, what day of the week it will be. The first step will be simply to buy it, to pay for it. I have not done that yet. Gotta do that. Then basically I gave myself a day 1 and a day 2. I think I should have probably put the homework on day 2, but I was just kind of listing things out as the ideas were coming. And then underneath it all, I put practice and evaluate, because I'm not entirely sure what that looks like yet until I actually get into the course. So I wanted to note them down. And for driving, I want to get out at least once this week, preferably 2, but I'm going to say 1 because that is probably more doable. And I want to kind of get back into that. Let's see, what did you guys come up with? Phyllis just finished my 1, 3, 5, 10-year strategic plan. Ooh, nice. I haven't updated it since January. I've made some good progress. Oh, that's amazing. Awesome, Phyllis. Elaine, that sounds like what I need to do in Q4, Phyllis. Ah, thank you. Yes. Phyllis, Elaine, I usually do it at the beginning of the year and then at the end to see where I am and what I need to update on it. But I like that you popped in to evaluate it at the 3/4 mark. That's nice. Phyllis, this is a good reminder for me to sign up for a few classes in Q4. Nice. Don't take too much on though, hun. You want to, if you have too many, you can't do well in the classes. Make sure you're taking enough that you're feeding the well, but you're also not burning yourself up. Rita, formatting for KDP to get my proof copy by the end of the year. Research is still lacking. YouTube brainstorm for content and some graphics, so I guess I better use Canva more. Yeah, just playing it, have fun. It's a fun program. Mary, since I'm basically working on my daily habits, I'm counting self-discipline as a new skill. It kind of is. Yeah, I agree with that. I've been reading Tiny Habits by BJ Fogg. I need to build a little reading time into my schedule. Very nice. Elaine, I have a whole list, a notion of the courses I've bought, signed up for, started that I want to go through in Q4. Nice. Pick your top 3. That way you'll not be overwhelmed by decision. And that way you can also, when you get time, you know which one you're going to go to, right? All right, guys, our next panel is reluctance. What are you avoiding? Why? Is it fear? So much of the things we avoid in life is because of fear. Does it still matter? Break it down, make it priority number 1, schedule it, and get it done. Often the fear that we feel, it's so much, it's not true. It's not true, right? And it holds us back because we think of all these horrible, terrible things that can happen. It's not true. Just go and you do, and we learn as we do. We get better as we do, right? So just be aware that you're holding back, but just eat the frog, right? Eat the frog. Get it done. Get it out of the way. Get it out of your mental headspace, and free yourself of it, right? Elaine, good point. Definitely. Candace, I'm planned out. See everyone next week. Thanks, Tracy and everyone. Have a great weekend. Shenanigans, does waking up earlier count as a new skill? I think it is. I definitely think it is, because as a person who's a natural night owl, getting up early is not my thing. And it takes a lot for me, and little changes too. Like it's got to basically be, sometimes I say get up a half hour earlier or an hour earlier, right? And then do that for a bit. No, for me, it's like 15-minute increments, because I really am, I will gravitate to staying up late. It's what I like. It's what my body likes. So for me, I had to do little changes, and I'm getting better. I now generally am up. I try to be up about 9:30, which is probably, you guys are laughing, because a lot of you, that's not morning anymore, but it is. But for me, it's just not really ever been my thing. I have taken jobs to avoid having to do mornings, because I don't like mornings. Like I said, I'd rather stay up to 3 o'clock in the morning. That's my time. So I'm kind of making moves to make myself a little more of a morning person. Elizabeth, I avoided doing laundry because I have a sinus infection. I'm going to do laundry before I sleep. There you go. Perfect. Okay, guys, let's do our 2-minute timer and figure out what this thing is we're avoiding, why, and how we're going to get it off our plate. And go. Yes. I gave myself a bunch of hows and just basically make it fun, make it short, and make it so that I'm not so intimidated by it. Just gotta have some fun with it. Um, Being sick for a few weeks certainly did not help, but I want to get back to doing some videos. So that is one of the things I would definitely like to see more of in Q4 because it's been a while. Let's see. I like my lighting now. I have more options and I have my lovely little light here, which I can bathe everything in light, which will probably wash me out right now a little bit because I already have other lights for the on me. Let's see. Shenanigans. I'm also a night owl. Think I'm going to ask the person I live with to help me get up since they're an early bird. Yeah. And like I said, little increments, so it's not too painful, right? Elizabeth, I used to be an extreme night owl, and now I usually wake up super early, and I now enjoy waking up super early. Oh, that's good. Okay. I can be fixed, eh? Phyllis, I have been avoiding sorting my storage closet and file cabinet. We won't discuss my file cabinet. She was doing really well. Not quite as much anymore. She needs a little help. Maybe I did take care of a few spaces over the last week that needed solid tidy, and they are much better now. Maybe I should give the same treatment to that little guy. I'm going to note that down. File cabinet, because it was short, it was sweet, and I enjoy using those spaces much more now. Let's see. I will schedule some time for this task in the future. Definitely. Elaine, I mean, I'm avoiding tax, but I have a good excuse. Editorial deadline. Definitely. Apart from that, most things are under control, and that is good. That means that your systems are working for you, right? Mary, avoiding decluttering certain spots of my home, particularly closets. They feel overwhelming to me. I need to remember that along with writing, I can dedicate at least 5 minutes a day to the task. Yes, my bedroom closet needs a hard reset. It is unruly, and I only, because of the door, I kind of only use one half of it well, and the other half of it is chaos. And I'm trying to think in terms of what I could do to fix that because I don't like it and I don't use it well. And the things that end up on sort of the side behind the door don't even get worn because I don't even want to argue back there. So I need to take a good hard look at that. Plus some of it's older stuff. I'm not going to wear it anyway, right? Let's see. Elizabeth, being in survival mode for a while has definitely affected me. I am feeling it. Sometimes certain things trigger me emotionally. And so I'm going to make sure to keep journaling. Yes, I missed a couple of days of journaling. And so yesterday will be day one of my 366-day journaling habit. I love that. Phyllis Mary, I can relate. Definitely. Okay, guys. Misbelief. What bad choices have you been making that are affecting your overall health, energy, and concentration? Make one small change this week. As always, the example is drink water in place of sugary drinks. For me, I've been good with that one. The one thing I know it's a comfort for me. I love it. But I like my chippies, and I've been buying them again. I know the solution is just don't buy them. Don't bring them in the house in the first place. And I may have to limit, I don't want to do that entirely, but I think I'm going to limit myself to like one bag a week. And that way I like variety. That's the sucky part. I like to have more than one, but then I eat them. I don't want to be doing that. So I'm going to try to basically narrow it down, just buy one. That's it. That's my cutoff point. Let's see. Phyllis, Real Simple magazine has some great suggestions on organizing closets. Interesting. I'll check that out. Laurie was talking to my daughter. Missed the last part of this. That's okay, hon. That is nice. This is why we have panels, right? Because each section then can be dealt with separately. Elizabeth, I don't know if I want to continue to use the Max Life Planner for planning or if I want to use my journal for planning, since writing down things that have happened, my emotions helps me a lot. You would probably love bullet journaling, hun. You really would. I kind of want, in an ideal world, I would have a beautiful blend of bullet journaling with a bit more structured planning. And that would be like fantastic. I would love that. I don't know what that looks like in the page. I did about 3 years of bullet journaling and it was so good. But then I felt like I really wanted a good structured calendar as well. So there's got to be a happy way to marry those two together. Really, there does. All right, guys, let's dive in 2 minutes and let's figure out what small change we're going to make this week to make ourselves healthier, happier, and have more energy. And go. So I made one additional modification on that. A smaller bowl. So I can feel like I have my little treat. That's it. And I'm not going to have a big bowl anymore because even though I tend to pass it around and we share it, I end up still eating more than I should. So if I do a little bowl, that way I can contain both portions. Let's see, Elizabeth, I feel guilty for not using the planner much, so I might try this out for this week. And then if I want to go back to using the Max Life, then I will. Yeah. I will get some exercise if I am feeling like it, given that I have a science affection and a day job. Yeah, maybe reduce a little bit though, hon. Don't overdo. Mary, bad choice. Too much YouTube goal. Start using screen time Chrome extension on it, so I'm forced to stop watching after 3 hours. I chose that time to make room for writing sprints. I love that. Crystal, in addition, no sugar. I want to add family walks since it finally feels like fall outside. Family games and more stretching with my son in the evenings. We got out of the habit during the summer. It was too hot this summer. I hear you. Yeah. But I love that. I love the family games. I'm always trying to find more time for that. Shenanigans, I've been taking my laptop into bed with me, which isn't going to help me sleep in order to wake up early, so I need to switch to bringing a book with me. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, that'll be so much more soothing. And you're doing something really peaceful and calming before you go to bed too, which just gives you just such a nice sleep. Elaine, we have not been eating great as we both have deadlines, but we promised each other to have a week of salads, plus gym and walking every day once these deadlines are met. Oh, I love that. And I love that you have an accountability partner for that. That is sweet. Elizabeth, I will make my writing goal to finish line editing chapter 1. Nice. Phyllis, standing and walking more during the day. Yes, I want to use, I've never done it. I may film. It's going to be a challenge to myself. I'm going to try to film 1 writing sprints with my standing desk up. Everything's on it, so I don't have to move anything, but actually do it standing. I'm gonna do that. I can do that. I want to do that in Q4. I don't know how well it will work because it's 2.5 hour session. I might regret my choice, but I want to give it a go. Let's see. Sherry, I just bought a recumbent bike, so I am hoping to get in some rides while listening to podcasts and audiobooks. Love that. That's great. Lori, I need to cut down on my caffeine intake as it keeps me awake at night. I need to cut out snacking at night as well. Read a paper book instead of my Kindle because the light affects my sleep. Try changing your settings. You might have your brightness too high because that shouldn't be happening. Do you have a Paperwhite or do you have just the regular one? That could be it too. I have the Paperwhite and it's so easy on the eyes, and I fall asleep like nothing because with it. Phyllis, eating earlier and 3 meals of snacks per day. Nice. Phyllis, I love that. I will join you with my standing desk as well. Yes, maybe you can just do one sprint and then put the desk down in between. That's an idea too. I like that. All right, guys. Our next one is self-care. This is our fun one. I like filling this one out. We're refilling the well with our favorite activities and hobbies. Getting outdoors. Fall is upon us. The leaves are starting to change color. It's a little bit cooler. And it's just starting to feel really good out there, right? Try something new. That's also really good. And it just opens you up to all sorts of things. So try something new. Journal. Get all those negative thoughts out of your head. Just journaling alone will just free up your mind for creativity, right? Schedule in your self-care. You deserve it and you need it. And you know my rule, at least 50% on your calendar, right, guys? Laurie, I have the Kindle Fire, I think. Yes, I did change the settings, which makes the screen a bit darker. I think that'll help. There you go. Elizabeth, I may buy a Rubik's Cube for fidgetings. Oh, I love that. Oh, that's cool. And when you solve it, you let us know. I can use the Rubik's Cube when I feel like scrolling too much through YouTube Shorts. Oh, the shorts. Those things are dangerous. That you get stuck there. All right, guys. Let's dive into our self-care and let's plan some out of all the fun things that we want to do, and make sure you get some reading in there too, guys. And go. you guys come up with? Phyllis, yes, I journal daily, do morning pages. It really is helpful for my creative process. Oh yeah, for sure. It unlocks your mind and allows you to just get all that junk out, and then you start thinking in terms, such creative terms. It's beautiful. Elizabeth, yes. Crystal, the Phyllis, 3 meals is great. Snacking will interfere with your goals and make you feel crappy, but ease into it and eat protein and veggies for meals so you won't feel hungry. Yeah, true. Elizabeth, I just paid for a Rubik's Cube on Amazon. Nice. I like that you just got that done. That is sweet. Rita, time to go and make supper. It was great to be back at live planning. I know, right? Oh, I've missed you guys so much. I've missed just hanging out and having a plan and just getting the stuff out of my head. I tried for the last few weeks to just have it in my head, and I forgot how bad that is. Lori, I want to go apple picking with my grandkids, make an apple pie. I should make an attempt at journaling more. Maybe I'll take a walk along the trails here in town, go leaf peeping. I love that. And journaling doesn't have to be long either, guys. Like even a 5-minute journaling session is so powerful, right? Elaine, salad week as noted above, plus back to the gym regularly this week, and I'll be watching all the shows I've had to skip to meet this deadline. Oh, beautiful self-care. Crystal, watching the sunrise and sunset daily, meditating, journaling, exercising, and Bible always sets my days right. I also love homeschooling my son and spending time as a family. Beautiful. Oh, I love that. Lori, I bought The Artist's Way at our library book fair a couple of weeks ago. I should get back to doing morning pages. They are powerful. I would add one caveat to though. The 3 pages, as therapeutic as they are, they take a good chunk of time. So if you can include it somehow into a morning routine where it's not taking away or taking too much time, that was good. I find that I'm very hit or miss with it because often the mornings get busy, and then that seems like a chunk of time that I'm taking from writing, and that don't feel so good. So try to find that balance if you can. Shenanigans, gonna try reading before bed. So my book's in the TBR pile of doom. Oh, you're not alone, hon. You're not alone. Also want to journal more. I only do it once every few months and it's not enough. Gotta let this stress build up in my head out. Yes. And totally for Elizabeth. Yes. Okay, guys. We're heading into our final section. This is the story beats. This is where we're going to actually do the heist. We have all the pieces to the plan. Now we're going to figure out how we're going to get that time back. Okay, so these are the strategies we're going to use. This is our framework to make sure that this happens. Okay, we need our care days. We are going to put down and give ourselves some pre-planned days that we do not necessarily know when we're going to need them. But we put them in so that if we do need them, we can move things around and we don't have a packed schedule. So it'll seem a bit weird that we're putting it in there, but at the same time, they're there if we need them. If we don't, they're bonus days, right? So your wellness sick days, your mental health days, your catch-up buffer days, your low energy days, your reset days. A reset day is when you've done some really big projects, like Elaine with her deadlines for editing here. She's gonna basically need about a week from afterwards to basically reset, get her house back in order, get laundry done, get all those things done that have kind of been put on hold, right? And last time around, we decided to add celebration days, which I think is really important too, and giving the time to that. So I think that is an important one to add. So schedule in your mental health and sick days, and then kind of work the other ones in around where you think you might need them so that they are sort of already part of your plan, even if they get bumped around a bit, right? Okay, guys. Sherry, I've been journaling too. I'm reading a minimum 20 minutes a day, and I really want to get back into the habit of yoga. Ooh, nice. Elaine, detox from pizza. Oh, That is the easiest, quickest, cheapest dinner you can get. But yeah, it does get a much, right? Elizabeth, I canceled YouTube Premium. I have a busy queue for it and don't need to spend too much time on YouTube. Oh, you are on it today, hon. Love that. Okay, and the next one we're going to do, let's see here. Now these ones, you're all basically going to have your weekly schedule in front of you, and you're going to piece by piece work through these, right? You have your conflicts. These are breaks in routines. So this could be from vacation, holidays, surgeries, conferences, renovations, anything where things are not normal and you got to get back to your normal. So whether or not it's pre-planning so that you can relax during a vacation, or recover from a surgery, or if you need to, a conference is just generally a reset. Renovations are a chaos and they're just going to upset your entire world. How are you going to manage that? You're looking at strategies. And then face it, and then the participate and enjoy are those things where you want to basically be present and you want to be able to put your work aside so that you can actually really enjoy those moments, right? So these are just where we want to look at if you have any vacations coming up or family time, or like Elaine again, who would like to take December off. What does she need to have cleared from her plate in October and November, and I guess the last little bit of September here, in order to make that happen so she can take that off and truly relax and enjoy, right? Okay, that's another one. This one's sort of, these are bigger ones. I don't put timers on them because we want to be able to sit down and really think about them. Those ones I would say come back and use the replay and kind of give yourself a little list, because that's going to take a little more strategic planning, right? Next one is the storyboard. You're going to think in terms of full days, half days, pinch days. For anyone new, pinch days are those super crazy busy days. We're already ridiculously busy and life throws a few more things at us. And we have to get them done because those ones are time critical, right? So they come at us, be prepared for them, right? Life task days are when we're trying to get all those supporting tasks done within everything else we have to do. So like Lori did with having banking on this day, grocery shopping on that day, sort of figuring out where they fit best. And then true days off, guys. Make sure we try to get those in there at least a couple times a month so you can really relax, right? All right, let's see. Elizabeth, it looks like since I paid for YouTube Premium this month, I'll have the YouTube Premium benefits until October 16th. You can still use it as a reward. Nothing wrong with that. Deep focus, guys. This is giving yourself the time to really deep dive into a project. So, or a goal. So which goal will you focus on per session? Think in terms of blocks of 2 to 3 hours. What is your agenda for these sessions? Give yourself a little to-do list, just a micro to-do list that's specific to that focused time. And if you have 3 goals, then you might want to have 3 focused sessions. I shouldn't set days. I've got to edit that. So that way you can actually really have a good deep dive with your work, right? So like when we do our writing sprints, we have 2.5 hours to really work on our writing, right? With minimal breaks, correct? Finally, the outline. This is the part that is going to give everything shape. You're going to create your master plan ideal week. You're going to create Monday's plan, including your top 3. You're going to populate your planner with all your plans, with all your self-care, mental health, low energy days, life task days, break it all down. And then finally, just look at it and be honest with yourself. Is this too much? Trim back as needed. Sometimes you don't necessarily have to delete a task, but you can reduce the amount you do. You might have decided that you want to do 10K week for your writing. That might be too much. Make it a 7, right? All right, guys. Finally, as always, celebrate your successes, gold star moments, and best fixes. And figure out how your story is going to end, because you are the protagonist. You're the one getting into that vault and taking that time back. How are you going to make this work? within the conflicts around you and take back what matters to you. Okay, guys? Let's see. Saturday will be a half day, and I'll plan for tomorrow to be a pinch day if I need it to be, since I'm still having sinus pain. Oh, beautiful. I love that. Okay, guys, thank you for hanging out with me. I hope you have an amazing week. Like I said, I may end up using the same schedule next weekend, simply because if COVID is going to be in the house, I'm hoping that with that, it will give me the flexibility to make sure that we still get to do all the lives that we want to do together. Let's see. So watch for schedules going up, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to keep the same because I kind of loved it. How did you guys feel about it? I loved knowing that the writing was done before we sat down to do our planning. It also gave a lot of people the opportunity to join us that don't normally get to. So let me know what you think. If something comes to you that you think we could use within the planning session that would help or improvements I can make, let me know. Always, always, always. I'm always looking forward to your comments, guys. Let's see. Elizabeth, I feel calmer now after this planning session. Oh, I love hearing that. Thank you, Tracy. You are so welcome. Elaine, thank you for the planning session. You are welcome. It's nice to be back. I know, I know. It feels good to be back. It feels good to have you back. I'm glad you could join us, hon. Lori, thank you, Tracy, for this planning session. You are so welcome. Mary, thank you for the session. As always, this helps so much. Can't wait for the planner. Have a great week, everyone. Definitely. I'd love this new time. We're gonna try that again next week and see how it works. Okay, guys, thank you for hanging out with me. I will see you throughout the week. Hopefully, I'm feeling better, so I want to make it to some lives. I feel like I'm missing my people, my tribe. Shenanigans, loved it. Good wind down after writing and feeling good for the upcoming week. Oh, beautifully said. Thank you. Elaine, thanks all. Have a great week. Definitely. Thank you, guys. Have an amazing week. Go kick back, relax, play in your planners, get those stickers out, get the washi tape out, get all the decorating prettiness going. Color code where it's helpful. And I'll see you guys next week. Bye, guys. Thank you, guys.